Welcome to the channel. Good morning. Hope you're all doing well. Happy December 31st. Happy New Year's Eve. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy New Year's Eve, everybody. Happy New Year's Eve. Last day of the year. Let's see what storyline Spirit would like to share with us this morning or whatever time it is for you. Let's see what's going on. Well, there certainly is, there's just as much danger now as there ever was. Hello, Anna. Except that, there's some major shifts happening, and the cause of these shifts, are getting a lot of attention from those who are undergoing a painful ending. The Magicians, the Passion Project. Yeah, they're in regret. They're in regret because you were able to hold your boundaries firm, and now they're under judgment and getting disconnected. So, so there's a cause for celebration here because you get to, the star holds on to their abundance. So, this is the end of their 10 of Wands burden because they're getting disconnected from those who were fighting with them for this life of luxury, this life of ease, this life that you have earned just by becoming what it is you were meant to be, right? Shining brightly, shining brightly. Oh, happy New Year's Eve, everybody. Happy New Year's Eve. It's December 31st. Hello, Michael from Australia. Hello. Well, Anna, I think we're all famous in the eyes of the universe. Most certainly, these days anyway. Alrighty then, so let's tap in. See what we got going on. See what we got going on in love. Well, we got some folks out there I know that are trying, they're not trying, they actually are working on people's insecurities, perhaps, or previous memories regarding trauma around infidelity and such. So you may be getting visuals and stuff of these, of the shadows of these visual type of a thing, these little shadow memories that may interfere with your day. So just be on the lookout for that. It's what they, oh, look at that. Look what fell out. So we had, oh gosh. Well, it's the time for love. What can I say? You got this. And then this fell out. So it's the time for love. We got a lot. So, ooh, we better get some more of this good stuff out here. Yeah, let's do this. Lots of good smoke. Alright then, in the central energy. What do we got for planetary system? What's happening? I know that there's some folks getting evicted off the planet. They're not happy with what's happening here. Or at least out of the territory. This morning I heard this curator say, as though he were told, or some other people that were related or friends with, they were told that because of their relationship with the adversary, that the lawmaker or the magistrate wasn't able to allow them in the territory because it would be a threat, a mole, you know, a Judas potential. In the central energy, we've got the star. So you're shining brightly. Lots of good things are going on. In the challenge position. Whoa! Okay. The Four of Wands. Homecoming. And the Five of Cups in the reverse. A homecoming, a moving on. Self-forgiveness, like forgiving yourself for allowing yourself to be abused so long, maybe used, disrespected, before you decided to move on. So you got a homecoming. There's a moving on from whatever it was that was hindering you, and a forgiveness for self for allowing it to continue. There's a finding peace and an acceptance. In the subconscious, Ten of Pentacles. So there are the curators out there with his friends, and they're talking about kidnapping somebody. They're talking about suicide notes. They're talking about obtaining whoever it is they have perceived to be the strongest energy source. They want to harvest energy out of a divine feminine, particularly those who have statuses of authority, those who have overcome great challenges, those who have been accepted by the crowd. They want to come in and capture them, flip and copycat them, and then use their genetics and their mind for their scientific research and such. That's what they were talking about this morning. Real shady jacks, shady characters. Oh, we got death. Oh man, we got death though. It's, look, there's death here. Because you're coming into the fruits of your labor, Queen of Pentacles, for dealing with the illusionists that were trying to fight with you over your abundance. And there's a celebration here. So yeah, so you're coming into it. There's a death of this thing that could have been in the recent past. So in the recent past, Chariot. So you've got a victory and you have moved on from whatever it was that was hindering you. You could have just departed. This could be a timeline shift. It could be a dimensional hop, a quantum leap of some sorts, because we're going through that. The other day, there was final judgment. So judgment is finalized. And now there's just retribution. There's like a relocation to wherever it is that people are aligned with, aligned to. Their choice. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. So she's got the Chariot there, Queen of Pentacles, a working parent. This could be somebody who's offering some kind of security and nurturing. She's got the Ten of Pentacles here, a star in the near future. Celebration. The lens is being looked through. New love. John Leach, that's perfect. In the environment, we've got your investment, your hard work here. Hopes and fears. Ooh, Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands. She's passionate about something, wants to move in. Move in. Go on an adventure. The outgoing energy. Knight of Cups. Proposals. Passionate proposals. Page of Cups. Sensitive new love. Sustainable results. Knight of Cups. Knight of Wands. Emperor. And the Ace of Wands here. So the Emperor could be like cracking down on the foundational structure. Bringing about some new potential beginnings based on the truth here. The Queen of Swords is here. Mental clarity. She knows the truth about this illusion, stuff that's been going on. So there's this abundance here, yeah, regarding the fighting over this new beginning. This devil here is depressed because it could be that they are now, the power of three may be now under a heavy burden because you have maintained control of what you got going on there. So yeah, you're not out here kind of swimming around willy-nilly. You're just very purposeful in what it is you got going on, and some folks are triggered by that, it looks like. Thanks for being here, everybody. I hope the day is treating you kindly this final day of 2025. There's some high hopes of the abusers out there. They've got their targets. They're going to go for something. But the other day, it was very clear that that was not going to work well. So let's get more clarification. We got the Star here. Rejuvenator. Everything you touch turns to gold. It is magnified, brought to life, healed. Danger approaching. So the Star, there's danger approaching the Star, and there's guidance from above. So danger is approaching the Star, and they are being guided from above. So the Star has been rejuvenated. They are the healer. They are the magnifier. They're the ones who process this kind of energy, death energy. It could very well be, yeah, a sense of foreboding fills the air and weighs on your mind. A lurking menace stalks you and keeps you alert. And that's the truth. These fellas are out there planning on doing a thing. They're like going to do like a, whatever thing they're planning on to obtain, a specific energy that is housed in a flesh suit. So there's danger approaching. The Star is here. Danger is approaching, but there is guidance from above. And it could very well be, too, that both the upper and the under worlds are here on behalf of the Star, the healer, the rejuvenator. The upper and the under are here with the healer. That's And there's danger approaching whoever it is that is coming up against this star, most likely. In the challenge position, we have the Four of Wands, a homecoming, self-forgiveness, finding peace, and moving on. Flexibility. Adapt and overcome and bend without breaking. Hiding is strategy, not weakness. Strength found in the ability to yield and bounce back. And that is the thing, you know, oh, what was his name? Bruce Lee? No, yeah, Bruce Lee. Be like water, my friend. Flexibility, bend without breaking, yield without breaking. So, like the tree yields to the wind, you know? And I think a lot of folks, you know, had hidden talents that were kept that way because it was a very dangerous situation. And there's a lot of really nice gifts that the Most High bestows upon those who are of the family. And it sounds to me like maybe some of those gifts were hidden for a time because you might have been in a very perilous situation to where those things could not have been revealed because maybe you were like teetering. You might have been walking the edge of the blade, like you might have been going, ooh, you know, and now you're at a stage where things can start coming out because you have proved your ability to bend without breaking, to be flexible, to yield and yet to bounce back like water when something comes into it. So the Ten of Pentacles. Oh. Unity in diversity. So the Star, danger is approaching, but there's guidance from above. A willingness to be open of the connection, bringing graceful understanding, enhancing your presence. Clarity arrives when you allow yourself to be receptive. You got the Ten of Pentacles here, a unity in diversity, embracing differences to create a harmonious and balanced partnership, divinely guided toward union from across the distances. So your prayers and all of that, Star, your light may have been seen from afar. Maybe somebody sees you as an actual star and they're like, ooh, look at that new star over there. And so they decided, you know, they wanted some of that. So there's an oath from across the distances. You're seen as highly valuable. You're a bright and shining star. We've got the Chariot here in the recent past. So you may have gained a victory over something. You're on your way, departing. There may be like a unification. Something is universal. Numbness. So you've got a Chariot. You got a victory here over this. You could have gained a victory over some kind of a substance issue. You may have left it behind. You're departing You're departing those people who abuse substances to escape their emotions. Restoring clarity is the first step to rebuilding trust. Well, and that is, numbness. We got a lot of folks out there that are kind of consuming a lot of alcohol. And, while I believe cannabis is a medicine, it is in its current state, because it's been so highly manipulated, it is also a drug. So it could be that people are popping pills or doing whatever to create a numbness in their mind. And it could be that we're moving forward to restore clarity. Maybe you're gaining victory over a numb mind, something that has been controlled by alcohol or other things. We've got the Queen of Pentacles here, working hard, a supportive. Oh, Queen of Pentacles, infidelity. She could be offering some kind of a security. She could be a supportive parent. Nurturing. Queen of Pentacles, infidelity, numbness, gaining a victory over this, moving beyond it. Queen of Pentacles, dealing with what? Infidelity, betrayal. Social circles that encourage infidelity. Temptation surrounds you. Like I mentioned, there was a visual for me of a woman, like she was in the shadows, but she was in a bed and she was in one of those fancy form-fitting bras, beautiful flat belly, the 25-year-old body, basically. And it's wild, because if you've had a life where your mate has always been unfaithful, then it's kind of like, a trigger or trauma. But if you've already worked through that, then it's just kind of like a thing. And it's like, oh, where is this interference coming from? What's the purpose and why? So there could be a working parent. You may be a working parent. You may be dealing with infidelity with women who bring stuff to other people's men, who tap into their mental body just because they can, and start playing the role of that hidden mistress or whatever. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. We got a celebration here with the Three of Cups. Malfunction. So you're celebrating a malfunction. It could be that whoever this is that was providing pizza or whatever, and you know what pizza stands for, at least in the occult world, right? Some young girl or whatever, I think is what it stands for. Child, whatever. So you got this woman coming in, I don't know, malfunctioning. They're now malfunctioning. There's a celebration here over this malfunction. We've got the Page of Cups. New love. Looking for love. And we've got unexpected event in the reverse. So there's no unexpected disputes. Constant battles. We've got new love. They want to avoid a battle by making a love offer. To somebody who's been working hard, or maybe they've been working hard on getting a love offer. Their previous supply is malfunctioning. Their previous supply is malfunctioning. Oh, and they have no money. They have no money. They made an investment. This says, you may think these minor profits are the one, but they wouldn't cause you so much stress if they were. Wake up and realize true value investments are the real deal. Investment. So on the upright, it says chasing pennies and neglecting larger financial goals, sacrificing long-term growth, but it's in the reverse. So you did the hard work. You weren't taking the shortcut. You weren't chasing petty gains. You did without, and you put in the effort. We have a Knight of Wands here, though. What's this Knight of Wands? Impulsive, passionate, bang. Oh, we got a lot of cards out of here. Oh, okay. So let's go through it. So, warning, you've got the Knight of Wands here in the hopes and fears. They're hoping that they can come up and be passionate, go on some kind of an adventure. They're acting impulsively. We've got warning, 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 big bang, freaking warning. They made unfair assessments. They did not see the full picture. They were focused on people's shortcomings and missed out on their potential. So they were evaluating people and misjudging people. The walls are closing in on them when it comes to finding feminine or whatever, but it looks like they've missed the deadline. They've missed the deadline. There's no more space for denial, only resolution. They've missed the deadline. They were warned, or they're getting a warning. They made an unfair assessment, and now the walls are closing in. They've missed the deadline. But we do have the Knight here trying to make a love proposal. So Knight of Wands is out there. They missed the deadline with their passion project or whatever they're effing around. Page of Cups. I want to face this together. I want to hold your hand in the midst of chaos and calm you. I want to walk through this storm with you and never let go. I need to release my fears and fully support you. Page of Cups. So, thinking about the long term. But we've got a Knight of Wands who is received a warning, or they skipped the necessary steps to gain an advantage. They misjudged you. They misjudged themselves. The walls are closing in. They're behind bars. They're trying to get all up in this women's business, but there's bars between them. It's like they're in jail. Oh, they're not getting a new beginning. So the Knight of Cups is wanting to come in with a proposal, but they're not getting a new beginning. They didn't get a new beginning. They're not getting a new beginning. Even with this distance, I know we are never truly apart. Our new beginning is always within reach. So, but it's in the beginning. I mean, it's in the reverse. So they're not getting a new beginning. They feel that it's in reach, perhaps. They're going for it. They didn't get bad news. They didn't get a new beginning. Oh, goodness. They didn't get a new beginning because, look, we got germination, we got new family trees, so they're not getting a new beginning. And it's bad news for this new family tree, these new seeds that are be sprouting here, because in this contract they offered a happy ending for somebody, but it was a fairy tale, and they wound up consuming. So whoever they were in contract with last cycle, they just wound up consuming the love and the wealth out of the person. And so this particular cycle, they're a digital whisper. This catfish, whatever, seeking help. Yeah, successful, Mr. Money Worship. Mr. Money Worship, a child man exploiting others. We're going on a digital detox from Casanova. who's been driving the vehicles of those that he's been having intimate relationship with, this commitment, and he's been taking the money out of their penny bank. So yeah, that's not good. They're not getting a new beginning, and that's bad freaking news. It's preventing future issues by addressing the root cause. Casanova, freaking Casanova. Bad news. Casanova is not getting a new beginning. They bled their previous contract out for money. It was all about money. And so you're preventing issues by addressing the root causes, which is Casanova. Draining the wealth out of a loving union and then ditching the freaking love. Preserving delicate beginnings and ensuring their future. Roots out issues from their source and promotes stability. Casanova has to go. Passionate Schwenkster has to go. They were warned. They're receiving a warning. They did an unfair assessment of you, Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine. The walls are closing in on these people. Yeah, because they consumed the love. So this person was promised love, but it was an illusion. This person just wanted to consume them and to exploit them. Digital freaking whisper, to catfish them, to destroy them, to get paid, to take them down and leave them there seeking help while they got rich. Money worship. They abused digitally. They catfished. They slandered this person online. They probably sold, private moment movies and such, just to slander their freaking soul, their soul memory, their soul connections with divine. Very, very rude. Very, very rude. This has been going on for a lot of centuries. They're just not really, and it's good. It's good that this person is coming from far away. They saw your light shining brightly and they're like, whoa, who's this? And they're like, you know what? It's universal. So you're going somewhere else within the universe. Danger is approaching, star, but you got guidance from above. Yeah. A lurking menace stalking you. They want to capture you. They want to do genetic experiments on your mind, on your body, on your life. We'll just have to wait and see what God says about that, I suppose. Bad news. Bad news. Danger is approaching. Guidance from above. It could very well be that God is sicking the boogeyman on these people. Because, as above, so below, the crown nourishes the roots. And, it could just very well be that there's danger approaching and it's bad news because they're being guided from above on behalf of this star, on behalf of this light, this life-giving essence that is source connected. So in the challenge position, we've got the Four of Wands. We've got self-forgiveness, adapt and overcome, bend without breaking, yielding and bouncing back. It's what you've done. Somebody's under pressure. Somebody's under pressure. They might be having anxiety because of your flexibility. The fact that you can adapt and overcome. It's like all of the work and the effort that they're putting in to flip you into South Node, to destroy your mental body or your life. It's just not working. So you've got this Ten of Pentacles, and you have an oath, unity in diversity, embracing differences, create harmonious and balanced partnerships, divinely guided toward union across distances. We've got spacesuits here. So this is about another universe, another planetary system. So that heard you, and it could very well be this is what's going on. So you have done everything that you need to do, and you need to move forward. You've been emancipated from this siphoning system, and you have your prayers and your light have been seen and heard across distances, and you're advancing. You're moving forward. And these nasty jacks and all of these ones who have been accustomed to siphoning the wealth of your effort, they're upset. They're upset. They're malfunctioning. They're starting to malfunction here. So you're embracing the uncertainty, knowing that serendipity works in your favor. And that's what this is all about. That's what started this whole thing, was serendipity. A beautiful miracle, a chance that nobody expected. Nobody expected it. Nobody saw it coming. Nobody was looking for it. That's why it occurred. They didn't know that it was there. It's the exact opposite of what they were looking for. They didn't think that it was going to be anything special, but it wound up being serendipity. Look, round, around, around. You're no longer going to go round, around, around. Nope, you're leaving this system and you're moving into a new system, a higher vibrational system. And then you're going to move on up. Why? Because you healed your triggers. You learned your lessons. The astrologers of this realm, the curator and his masculine friends were talking to the astrologers, and they said that you have already learned your lessons, and that you get to move forward. They can't keep you here. They can't trap you. They can't keep you. So you're in your chariot. You are departing those the numb addicted people. Perhaps you have moved beyond some kind of numbness, some kind of addiction. Restoring clarity is the first step to rebuilding trust. You're kicking to the curb. You're no longer numb. It could be that you've gained a victory, that you're no longer numb. You're moving on. You're restoring clarity. You're restoring clarity. I've heard talk about activations happening. It could very well be that this is part of what you're moving forward with, is in the 4D, 5D, or whatever D. It could very well be that you are activating people and removing the numbness, the cloud that had been covering their mind. Oh, you got married, and somebody got rejected, and they're effed up over you. So you got married. Somebody chose you. You got married. Somebody chose you, and they're effed up over you because you rejected them. You're restoring clarity. Clarity is restored. Queen of Pentacles is there, offering security or protection from this pizza lady. Coming in, offering temptation. Social circles, surrounded by temptation. Struggling to stay loyal. Encouraging betrayal. It could be the Queen of Pentacles is there, offering practical solutions and security regarding these entities that are encouraging betrayal. You know, and that's the one thing. There's a lot of those folks. What they do is they set up other women for abandonment. They go in and they don't care about the sister friend, the woman, the mother, you know, and they set them up for to be abandoned. And if they have children, if they have house bills, if they have, you know, it's a real nasty thing. There is a celebration because whoever that is having a malfunction. I heard these ones talking about schizophrenia the other day. Now, schizophrenia is, in my perception, because I had insanity ran through my mind for a long, long time. It's religious witchery. It's religious witchery. They call up these demons. They run them through the minds of people, and then they run all of these different emotions through their compromised mental structure and energetic structure, and then they do these weird banishment freaking prayers. It's weird manipulation. I know this because it happened to me. So they're complaining about schizophrenia, and they're told that whatever this mental illness is, it was never It was never this person. It was never this person. They were running it into her, like whoever this is, they were running it through her, doing this mental magic, trying to get her to be seen as insane or something. But you got married anyway because you're seen as true, and you're no longer going to go through this. You're free of this cycle. Psycho is messed up over you. Queen of Pentacles is here dealing with these temptations. Like I mentioned, in the night, I saw a woman there laying in the bed, and she was projecting her vision out, or somebody was, into the minds of other women. And it's like they were trying to, hurt them, get them to believe that in some space or place their partner was looking at that vision. It could have very well caused some problems for people if they weren't aware that this kind of stuff happens. Trying to set women up for, you know, another wound. Thug in the reverse. We're not dealing with any thug. We're not dealing with the infidel thug. We're not dealing with any thugs. There's no thugs. Unfaithful thug. No thugs allowed. No thugs allowed. Queen of Pentacles has got some kind of security there. Protection. She's keeping the thugs away. Three of Cups, celebration. Whoever this is, that woman or man, take it as it resonates. They're losing sleep. They're experiencing a malfunction. Their car could be breaking down. Their vehicle could be their body, their actual flesh body. Something may have happened to their body. Like their mental body may be having some kind of madness because they've been trying to cause madness in the minds of others to get them to be seen a certain way so that they could step in as the pretty, you know, sane one and take over. They're losing sleep now. They probably can't sleep. Whatever it is that's malfunctioning in them has got them up all night. They might not be able to stop thinking about what it is they did to you, what demons or, you know, prayer work they did to you. Page of Cups is here. We've got a happy surprise, some offer, some new love offer, wants to face it together. So this is genuine love. I mean, they could very well see that this person is a thug and they're not dealing with it. This Queen of Pentacles could be this Page of Cups mother who has overcome this numbness, like activation. You might have activated them. They can see clearly now. They can see clearly now. Love, hate. Love, hate. Well, maybe not. I want to face this together. I want to hold your hand in the midst of chaos and calm you. I want to walk through this storm with you and never let go. I need to release my fears and fully support you. They need to release their fears but there's a love, hate. There's a love, hate. So Page of Cups may love you, but they also hate you. They want to be in your life. Their person, whoever this is, what's going on? You paired with somebody else. Got married, could be married in the spirit. Somebody else got rejected, the catfish, copycat. This mother figure, Queen of Pentacles, there's no thugs allowed, no unfaithful infidelity going on. This is the intention, not in this marriage. Oh yeah, those people that were effing you up in the mental body, that were sending dirt, nasty pictures to the mind of your husband or your wife. Yeah, they're in trouble. They're losing sleep for doing that. We've got the Seven of Pentacles here, hard work. Petty gains is in the reverse. So it could very well be that you have focused on the true value of what it is you're doing. You may have gone without while you were investing. Oh, fairy tale, illusions, trickery. So it could very well be that, you know, somebody's been working real hard and they were only making minor profits on the trickery, on the fairy tale. That's what it could be. They petty gains. Petty gains. It was phony. It was trickery. Knight of Wands, passion project is getting a warning, or there's been a warning shot fired. They made an unfair assessment of you, divine feminine, and they were focused on the petty gain, and they missed out on the potential that you were offering. The walls are closing in. There are bars between this one and the feminine. Look, they've missed the deadline. They got to leave now. They're very mad. They want to go out and they want to unalive divine feminine because they want to claim the energy. They want to consume the energy. This Satan that this curator serves wants the harvest. So we've got the Page of Cups coming out. They love to hate you, but they want to make a love offer and try to make it work. But they actually hate you. They love to hate you. They love to hate you. They're trying to come in and get a connection. They were working. They made a long-term investment, but they did not even get petty gains. They didn't get nothing. It was a phony trickster freaking thing. Look, you're free. You're being let go. The walls are closing in on passion project. They missed their deadline. They got to move on. They're in that train. They're in that prison, wherever they're going. Knight of Cups isn't getting a new beginning, and that's bad news. This is accelerating rapidly. There's an unbearable truth. They faked it. Look, they're feeling like shit. They faked it. They faked it. Whatever they had going on, they faked it. They're feeling like shit because you're happy. Bad news. They're not getting a new beginning. They're feeling like shit because what the hell is this? What is this? Knight of Cups is here. He's got bad news. He's not getting a new beginning. He's like, oh my gosh, unbearable truth is weighing in on him. They're feeling like shit because you're happy or because you're not happy. They don't get to move on because they couldn't stick you in South Node and trap you in despair. They made a misassessment. They thought what? They thought they could push your buttons. They thought that they could flash fancy pants or a half-clad woman in a bed and make you think that it was your spiritual spouse going for it. I mean, what did they think they were going to do? Trigger you and cause you to go into some fancy little, oh, woe is me thing? Trapped. Workplace affair, sex addiction. They're feeling like shit. You're not happy. This sex addiction, this workplace affair, they fell into a trap. Bad freaking news. They're running. They're running because the twin flames were praying in the history and seen loyal and faithful to God, to Creator, to the Mother Father. And these ones were trying to portray them. These Jezebels were wearing masks, trying to portray them as Jezebel. They wanted your spiritual gifts, and it could just very well be that the spiritual gifts they were using to try to hurt you and frame you they're losing them. They're losing them. They're going to the freaking police station and they're going to be arrested for this toxic lifestyle and then trying to dress you up in the energy of it and then deceitfully claim that it was you all along. They're in a firestorm of karma because you have been illuminated. Yeah. You set your goals. You were career focused. You illuminated the truth. You did some discovery in this awakening that you did on your own, by yourself. Nobody helped you. Nobody taught you. You researched and you did it on your own. Somebody is drinking to cope with this. They need to make a proposal. They need to bump heads with a divine feminine, divine masculine who has gifts so that they can get their way, so that they can use those gifts to get their way. This is a psycho who refuses to let go of the queen bee who got her wish. She's free. And it's too late for this person to do something about it because, what? We got a divine masculine here. Divine masculine. We have a secret here. It could be, what is this? A divine masculine, a spiritual person. They're in a downward spiral. Chaos. Why are they in chaos? A secret. A divine masculine. Queen bee got her wish. Divine masculine is too late. They were a secret spiritual guru going through an ego death now because they're ashamed of doing love spells and sending love messages. Because you're turning your back on the jackass because you see their true colors. Huh. There might have been a divine masculine who betrayed you. And so, you know, they were sold a freaking story. They love to hate you. They betrayed you. Well, it's over. They can't trap you. You got a 10 of Pentacles and an oath across distances. You're not going through this round and round business anymore. They can't trap you, keep you, siphon you, hurt you anymore. Crazy locos. Well, it is the last day of 2025. I do hope that you all that you're safe tonight. Be careful wherever you go with your celebrations. I hope that you are also celebrating with those who are in the upright position. Surely. All right, so the star is here. And they are guided from above. Danger is approaching and there's bad news. It's like, oh no, whoever it was that was coming against the star is got some bad news. Danger is approaching. Danger is approaching. Bad news. This woman is of the heavens and the upper and the under. This star is of the upper and the under. Danger is approaching. Guidance from above. The upper and the under. The upper and the under. This star is yeah, so she's upper and under. Powerful light, powerful shadow, and guidance from above, guidance from under. It's like all of this is coming undone now on behalf of this star. This is really bad news for whoever it was that has been bothering this person, for sure, because the zombies love you, or the underworld loves you, the upper world loves you, and you're free, and you're free. You got your 10 of Pentacles and you're not going round and round and round with this crap anymore. You're married and somebody got rejected. So your catfish or somebody who is pretending to be you got rejected. They were counting on you to have some kind of addiction. They wanted you to be drunk. But here you are out there freaking embracing the all that you are. And you're choosing to be a healer. You're choosing to be a healer. But that does not mean that those people that you are healing in the shadows aren't going to come up here and get frisky with these folks who want to stop you from helping them. Street exhibits, roses, breaking up with the animal friends who left them single. We got the Four of Wands here, finding peace and forgiving the self, bending without breaking, yielding and bouncing back, adapting and overcoming. These folks, there's danger approaching them, and that's bad news. They're having some anxiety because you're getting a new beginning. You're rested, you're resting. They're under pressure because you can bend without breaking. You're flexible. Ten of Pentacles. You are already in union here. You have moved forward. You've escaped the the battle, the addictions. You've escaped some kind of addictions, some kind of addictive qualities. It could very well be that you know, there's a lot of this stuff. These invisible masculines like to claim that this fierce, independent woman is an addict, but that's because they call plant medicine drugs, and they call synthetic poisons medicine, and their medicine has some kind of heavy metal or graphene or nanobots or something that they use as connectors and bridges to the psyche of the temple that's using these medicines. It's crazy. It's crazy, but it looks like you overcame that. So yeah, look, you took a risk. You took a risk. You rolled the dice. You remained firm. It could be that whoever this is that heard you, that saw you as a beautiful, you know, person who has gone through the freaking ringer, they're here, they're your knight, they're your true knight. They took a risk, they came here, and you held firm. Now, a lot of these power couples, it's like, you know, they rely on each other, and that's why the two become one, is because you've got your warrior, and then you've got that solid spiritual, freaking grounded and rooted into the mother essence of the mother, right? Somebody took a gamble. Both of you did. You took a chance. You took the risk. You rolled the dice, and you held firm. Wide awake, clean, and decisive. You're not going round and round anymore. They can't trap you here. They're upset, obviously. You rolled the dice, and it worked out. That's called serendipity. It's something that nobody really expected to happen, but it happened anyway. So you're in your chariot. You've overcome some kind of substance, some kind of mental numbing. There has been talk by the adversary about activations. So it's like this fiercely independent woman, perhaps the Queen of Pentacles, take it as it resonates, has brought clarity. Yeah, you brought clarity. So this, you're married, you got married across distances. This is a spiritual spouse. And this somebody's effed up over you. They got rejected because they're seen. Whatever it was they were trying to project onto you was theirs. So there's a cool down. There's a pause. There's going to be like what? A pause in this mental game. Queen of Pentacles is here. She's offering security, providing support or something. Yeah, so there's no thugs. Look, thug is in the reverse. So we're not dealing with no thugs. We're not dealing with no women who come in and offer their pizza, their little pure young self. There's not going to be any temptation. We got this Queen of Pentacles there. She's a parent. She could be working this out. We got third party nasty trying to what? Be seen as the apple, to be seen as a divine being. So what? They get in with a divine being, and then they go and they start having unfaithful, reckless sex, and they start fouling the energy, and then they blame the apple of being that. Maybe they wanted to have an affair with an apple so that they could be seen in that energy, be protected by it. Whoever this is, there's a celebration. They're having a malfunction. Their car might have broken down. They're losing sleep over this street exhibits of the rose, of the purity, of circulating purity. involving them in their sports, whatever that is. Street. They're replaying events. We got the Page of Cups here, wanting to offer to come forward and work with you, but they love to hate you. I mean, they got love, but it's a love-hate thing. So it's dangerous. It's not stable. It's like, yeah, unfinished business. This person, this is the one that goes back and forth. They cross over the half-court line into the shadows. They make their sacrifices, and then they come back and they present themselves as pure. So we've got, they love to hate you. They want you. They want to make an offer, and then they want to say, hey, let's work through this together. They love to hate you. They need they got unfinished business with this, their purity. They need a sacrifice. They need a sacrifice. They've been working real hard, but they haven't even received petty gains. Not even petty gains. A phony trickster illusion. A freaking fairy tale. They fell for a fairy tale, and they still want to do it. They're still working on it. With all these roses here, they're losing sleep. They could be getting haunted by the voices of all of these sacrifices that they did. The rose. The rose. A trickster, phony illusions. So they were sacrificing roses so that they could dress up in the energy of and present themselves as. This curator said if they consume the energy or the soul value, if they can transfer the memories and the covenants and all of that to their chosen one, that they could be seen just like that while they strip you of your honor. And that's what Spirit said the other night. They have stripped the rose of their honor lifetime after lifetime. Like, you come in and you show yourself to be this fiercely independent, glowing, shining star. You could be an oracle, a prophet, a prophetess, a telepath, whatever. You're firm here. You're very solid. And they come in and they want to gain a contract with that because they've been spying telepathically on who it is that has these beautiful gifts. And then they make an offer, and then they bring them into the shadow and do a thing. So Knight of Wands, they really judged you wrongly. They're being warned. They judged you wrongly. They underestimated you. Walls are closing in on them. There are bars between them and Divine Feminine, even though Divine Feminine may want to love them. It's like it's not going to be permitted. God said this is the end of their relationship with batteries, and the daughters of Eden, or those stars that are embodying the essence of the sun, they're not going to be fed upon by these nasties. God isn't going to allow it. Whether you want to love them or not, it's not going to be permitted. Because you're free. You're free. They've missed the deadline, and so you're free. The walls are closing in on them, and you're free. And it could very well be that these two are being separated because of what they've done to others with their love-hate ring. You're free. You're letting it go. You're loving you. You're moving on. Whoa. Because you found the hidden truth. You've discovered the tip of the iceberg, and now everything is going to be revealed. If you've discovered the tip of the iceberg, it's like, whoa, okay. So the rose has revealed the hidden truth. You're being set free. They're calling you an honorary member because of what these people did to you. So you've been accepted into some realm. And you not only did you survive and overcome everything that they did to you, but you've gained a lot of information about how to manage yourself, how your energetic structure, how to manage your life while under extreme duress. You've learned about their techniques and how they take people down. Over and over again, you experienced many different variations of their cruelty and what has been working for them. Now we've got the Knight of Cups there. They're not getting a new beginning, and this is really bad news. They're feeling like shit because you're happy. You're not happy. They're feeling like shit because you aren't not happy. Look, you've got a commitment. You've got a protector here, committed. And this is the thing. It's very, very firm. It's very, very firm. Solid. Trustworthy. Even though you may not feel like it because you've just gone through centuries of betrayal. So obviously you're still probably remembering those times occasionally. It doesn't mean you're going to be driven by the memory of it just because these ones want to roll it around in your mind. You've already done the work to heal it. So, they took a risk. They've been taking a risk trying to mess you up, and but you held firm. You held firm. And you are not happy, which is bad news for Casanova, because you're alone. You held firm on your own. And now you have a protector who is committed to you, devoted. And this is who they're sending visions of, half-clad women in the bed in the shadows to. These temptations, not only temptations for them, but triggers for those who have been betrayed over and over and over again. This is a loyal commitment. You are not happy. You are happy with this, which has Casanova really pissed off, because you are firm in this. They were saying, they were trying to get this woman seen as though she was unfaithful. But even though this woman had been in relationships that wound up with their partner being unfaithful, this person never was unfaithful. There may have even been a circumstance where you were with somebody who just chose not to be intimate, and you were still faithful. They rolled the dice with you. They questioned your honor, and they tried to strip it from you once again, and they were not able to. You've ascended. Your commitment has given you an ascension. You've leveled up. You've been promoted. You're an honorary member of a new system, a new realm or reality. You have made progress. They have stated that you're doing everything that you're supposed to do, and you need to move forward. These fellas, they keep trying to argue. They keep wanting to get you trapped here so they can continue siphoning off of you, and it's just not working. It could be that you have pets. You're alone, you're single, you did this all on your own. You may have a pet, you may have a cat. Maybe you are a cat, maybe you're a Leo, maybe you have an animal guide that is a different cat. Maybe this is, maybe this is your energy. You might have hoped for silence. You may have wanted the mental chatter, the mental interference. This collective field has gone through a lot of interference. You may have prayed for silence. And you may have solved the puzzle over what was happening here in the mental. So there was a hijacking going on. We have a false telepathy out there. We have false telekinesis out there. There are patents on the Google, if you wish to look it up, of these technologies that the original organic beings have naturally. So of course AI, or those who have chosen a different path, they had to develop their skills falsely through technology. And they've been in competition with the original organic beings who have natural skills such as that. However, they've been running soap operas through the minds of the natural organic transmitter receivers of the divine. So they've been hijacking the mental field of people, and they've been interfering with their messaging system. So your ability to survive traumatic mental abuse has brought forward the truth of that. You've uncovered the hidden truth about why people aren't receiving their source connected divine messaging. Why is everybody behaving in such a foul manner? Well, that's why they're getting false messaging, and they're being driven by the unseen Wi-Fi soap operas that are going, being pushed into their receiver, their transmitter receiver. So anyway, you've solved the puzzle here. And you're being remembered. You're going to encounter your person. It could be love at first sight, because we've got divine timing here, throwing out the trash. It's the wrong time for the trash. They're seen as worthless. Whereas you, who have born with natural talents, they tried to say that you weren't natural, because you take their medicines and because you use drugs, which are plant medicines. So the synthetic medicines are sick care. They just manage symptoms while the body progresses into greater sickness and dis-ease. And the natural plant medicine actually restores homeostasis and brings the temple back into harmony. Of course, they have labeled that drugs, and they've labeled the other medicine, and that's how they trap people forcefully. They've even used the law to degrade, defile, and imprison people who dare use plant medicine. So anyway, you've got natural talent. You can manage the frequencies of your body. When they dump in poison and toxicity, when they interfere with the waters of your temple by pouring in some unseen frequency, some magical demon or devil comes in and tries to download their death energy or their anger into you, you alchemize it. Your home is a refuge, a haven. Your home is your temple, your flesh suit, 70% water or thereabouts, and you manage yourself well. It's a sacred space, a haven. And you're getting your wish come true. You are successful, so you're going to be coming in to some money. It could very well be that you're going to get a reward for whatever information that you've been able to bring forward during this challenge. You're breaking up with an old friend, an old forgotten friend, somebody from many lifetimes ago, most likely hexed you or cursed you or bound you in some way, and you're breaking up with them now because the illusion, you see through the illusion, the mystery. And your uninvited guest who's been haunting you lifetime after lifetime misses you now. But you've been reconciled with the crown that you are, the royalty, because that's who you are. You were never what these people said you were. They set you up with their stupid illusion magic, with their stupid transference of karmic debt and sin. They set you up, they framed you, and then they punished you while siphoning off of you. Because you were the lawmaker, the authority, the nurturer, the mother, the one who was not a pervert and out there trying to stick your flange into every single hole you could find. You're royal. You're royal, and you're not going to be dealing with this clown. This clown's camouflage came off. You discovered the core of the problem. You discovered the key, the core of the problem, this clown and their energy and what they've been doing to it. Of purity, these pure energies. So now the snake is running away. You've got a sixth sense about this mirror here, an intuition, and you're bringing about a transformation. Night is falling on those who had tormented you. It's going back to them. You're moving your light. You sang your song. You sang your song and you were heard. And these memories, this forbidden love, this toxic attachment between devils and angels is over. It was taboo. It was forbidden. So we're letting go and releasing the communications or the ability to communicate. Those telepaths with false telepathy and stuff, they're complaining about the silencer. They're being silenced. Whatever technology they're using to gain access to false telepathy and telekinesis and stuff like that. It's like it's being shut down, let go. They're going somewhere else, and that is divine intervention and the law. The scales are being balanced here. They're very furious, and their magic wasn't working, so now they're doing a desperate thing. They want to do a 3D thing. So they're planning that. So just be aware of your surroundings. They're in eternal regret. They're drinking. This is the end of their opportunity to have sex magic or whatever, to invite people into their home. There's nobody there. There's nobody freaking there. There's no people. There's no people. It's like the people are leaving. The people who have the light of life in them, they're leaving. There has been an investigation. Somebody has been looking within the shadows for these people, and they're leaving now. The research has been done. Those who had been trapped in shadows were resurrected and led into an ascension, claimed by the Most High. You may have been in shadows, Star, but you were down there shining, and God saw you down there and brought you back up. And it's like, whoa, okay, so you got this immense shadow, but you've also got this very powerful light, and you're choosing to be in the light. You're capable of great darkness. You've got friends in the dark, obviously, because guidance from above is bringing about this zombie thing. It's like, that's bad freaking news, because God is bringing forth the dead to sick them on your terrorist that has been hounding you and feeding on you. Isn't that a sad thing? Oh. So they're desperate to get a contract, a relationship. They need you to grant them permission to be covered by your energy so that they can come in and then follow you and trap you once more. They're running out of time. You're getting a new beginning because you bended and you did not break. Because you're committed to your ascension, to being light. To being light. And I was thinking too, sometimes it's like there are some really horrible things that run through my mind, and I just don't know if I'm picking up on it or if I'm actually if I'm just tapping in to somebody's karmic debt and what's happening. It's like there's somebody out there planning horrible things for somebody, and it runs through my mind. I'm like, ooh. When you think about arthritis, how can you mimic arthritis? I don't know, but apparently there's somebody out there getting ready to deliver a karmic, retribution or whatever requirement to those who caused arthritis for people, who caused them to be unable to walk without extreme pain, who caused them to have to get their legs sawed off and have a freaking rod rammed down their femur just in order to get along. Well, it's a story. Keep this in mind. It's a story. This is story time. I'm not here to guide you or, tell you whatever. This is a story as spirit moves through me to share with you, and nobody's required to hear it, but I certainly do require a respectful environment. And so, burdock root is a good, isn't that the blood purifier? That's one of those really nice herbs. Yes. In the red room. Dandelion and burdock. I have a friend who she picks the dandelions. She leaves them for the bees, but before they go to seed, she picks them and she makes dandelion jelly. Apparently it's good. It's pretty. It's golden, like the color of the dandelion. It's a golden jelly. I hope you all are doing well, and I hope that there's not too many nasty comments on here. I haven't been really paying attention. Happy New Year, everybody. You know, I'm really hoping that I wake up tomorrow and, you know, whether it be here or somebody else or somewhere else, you know, I'm all for that, because look, apparently there's a person wearing a space helmet and stuff. So it's like, I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready to go. You can believe it. It's difficult to remain patient, you know, at this stage of the game. I've been patient for so long. It's kind of hard to remain patient. So the star is here, guided from above. We've got danger approaching. That is also guided from above. And this is bad, bad news. We've got a fiercely independent woman here, rooted deeply in shadows and crowned in the heights of the light. And there's friends. She's got friends. Those folks have been making things very, very rocky for this person. And maybe this person is making things very rocky for them right now. Yep, because the boogeyman's coming to get them. The boogeyman's coming to get them. They messed around with their friend. I mean, what do they think when they bury a star into the shadows over and over and over again? I mean, surely they must think that they're going to make friends with somebody during that time. Four of Wands, celebration. It's self-forgiveness for letting it go on so long. But, you know, all things are in divine timing. So it could just very well be that God required you to become this in order for what is happening now to occur. You know, we've got you getting a new beginning. You've escaped this atrocious malarkey because you bended without breaking. You yielded and then came back. You bounced back, you know. God hid the most important and powerful portions of you until the right moment. And now these people are under pressure, having anxiety, because you escaped and you're getting a new beginning. You get to go rest. You're at peace. You're at peace, and they're under pressure. 10 of Pentacles is yours. You got an oath. There's unity, and this is universal. Apparently, this is a universal representative. This star, this person right here is a universal representative. And all of the power of the light and the power of the shadow is being unleashed with guidance from above. This is bad news on these people who took a freaking risk and gambled you, because you held firm. You did not allow them to drive your mind into a south node anger, hatred, vengeance issue. You held on to your honor. You remained firm and settled and balanced. Therefore, those people who gambled you have been found guilty of lying, cheating, and stealing. Not just you, but everybody else they lied upon is now being investigated, and as far as I can tell, resurrected and led into an ascension also. So your work here is very, very valuable, not just for yourself, but for what you're doing for other people who had been trapped, caught in the system, lied upon, deceitfully convicted. So, you know, these entities, these curator, these nasty warlocks or whatever they are, religious warlocks, they're mad. At this exposure. And it's so beautiful. You know, they try to cage everybody up into this little tiny box. They want everybody in this little tiny box. Everybody has to think the same, believe the same, and don't you dare get out of it. Because if you're going to be found sacrilegious, we're going to brutalize you, torture you, and unalive you in a most heinous, painful way possible. And that's what they've been doing for centuries and centuries, trying to burn the seer out of you, the oracle, the prophet, the prophetess, the one who knows that they are doing these kinds of things. They didn't want you to report on it, to be seen as a source-connected guide. And you are a source-connected guide. You are here trying to help the people. And what they tried to do was to destroy your mind. They tried to destroy your receiver, your source-connected receiver. And they played games with you in love. They're falling into ruins because they're childish. They're childish little liars, little F-boys and girls. And it's just sad. They're going under, they're drowning. So you're in your chariot, you've gained a victory over this numbness. You could have kicked the numbness to the curb. You're restoring clarity. And you're married. So you're married here. There's a marriage. So somebody is effed up over you. You got married. This feminine is effed up over you because you rejected her. And there's a cool down, a pause. A pause. They broke all their promises. They broke every promise that they ever made. They didn't keep any of the promises. They broke your heart, but they could not break your spirit. So, restoring clarity is the first step to rebuilding trust. And the thing about it is that even though we've got protection and such, as empaths, as seers, as those who hear, you know, we still pick up on these things, even though we have a mighty shield. Because that's what we're here to do, right? Pick up on these things and let the people know. So we've got the Queen of Pentacles here, and she's got this thug upside down. This thug is flipped on their head regarding infidelity, regarding the toxic affairs of the apple. They were filthying the energy of the apple. Their cup is going to remain empty. Their cup is empty. This thug who was unfaithful, who was eating pizza, girls, could be a pedophile. Yeah, we've got crushed in the reverse. So there's a celebration here because whoever this is, whatever this is, this workplace affair, this infidelity, this bringing pizza to this masculine here, the apples here. Yeah, the thugs world is upside down. They're losing sleep here over the street exhibits, these roses, these apples, because they're not crushed. They're not crushed. The apples did not get crushed. They're not hurting anymore. They're replaying the events. You've got this Page of Cups wanting to come in and offer love, a love offer, but they love to hate you. They have unfinished business with the back and forth. They need to get over there and get themselves, they need you to take care of the baggage that they're carrying. They need somebody to go into the shadows and carry that baggage for them. They need you to get over there onto the dark side. They got unfinished business with the dark side. They need you. Look, they love to hate you. They're making an offer saying, hey, let's work together. But that's just so that this person and their girlfriend can put you over there in the dark side. They've been working very, very hard at sacrificing energies. They thought these minor prophets were the one. They're stressed out. They haven't found the one that's going to make their life profitable. They're still looking for it. We've got trickery, fairy tale. It was a fairy tale. It was an illusion. They were casting illusions over the rose. They were doing trickery over the rose. Perhaps they themselves are in a fantasy regarding the rose. They thought that they were going to get rich quick by sacrificing the beautiful rose. Not willing to settle down, not willing to be responsible. The weeds. They thought it was, so they want to cast the illusion that the rose was not willing to settle down, that the rose was a weed. They've been sacrificing them to cast the illusions that the divine star, the fiercely independent woman who can get along in the shadows all by herself and in the light all by herself. They're over here loving to hate you, them and their chosen little feminine. They want to come in and they want to download your soul value into this person and trap you into the shadow. Mr. Passion here, Mr. Knight of Wands is being warned. There's a warning shot fired. They underestimated you. The walls are closing in. They're missing their deadline. They missed their deadline. You're moving on. You got let go. You are emancipated. You are free. You've exposed the hidden things. The truth about these people and their treasure hunting. You've got an exit plan. You're out of here. Mr. Schwankster wants an exit plan, but that belongs to you. They missed their deadline. They were not able to sacrifice you. So they were not able to claim the soul value of you. And they were not able to force you to give up your honor and let them pretend that it was theirs. Now, on the outgoing energy, we've got a Knight of Cups. They're not getting a new beginning, and this is really bad news. A rapid escalation of events is occurring. They're feeling like shit because you are not happy. You're very committed and devoted to your partner, and your partner is very committed and devoted to protecting you. You have ascended. You have leveled up. You've been promoted. You are an honorary member of a new system because of what these ones have done to you. They've lost. You've ascended and they've lost. Bad news. You're committed to your ascension. Your partner is committed to ascension. And they lost you. They've lost you. They cannot keep you. They cannot trap you. They got caught up in a blind spot. They did not see this. They got caught up in a blind spot. They thought if they left you alone, that it would be fine. If they left you alone in pieces all the time, that they would have no problem with this. But those who were tempted by the snake to burn you over and over and over again, and they have. Women have been out there. They've written books about love and shared it with the community. And the book was burned by religious men, and then she was burned by religious men. This is how they've been doing it over and freaking over. They were tempted by the snake to brutalize the Marys, and now they're saying we have to put up with the Marys for a while. No, you don't, because the Marys are leaving. The Marys are leaving, and these ones are full of anxiety because they're stuck in that rabbit hole. They got to face it. The truth has set you free, and they're grieving because they left many flames without their needs being met. They drained many flames of everything they needed. Now they want forgiveness, and they're reaching out for the love of the flame, and the flame says no. And even if the flame said yes, God says no. God says this is the end of their relationship with batteries. They will no longer feed on this tree. They will no longer be served by the wealth that is coming from this family, because they forced struggle upon them, and now they're getting dealt with by the lion, who is bringing an ending to this long road of them leaving you exhausted. You deserve a break. They've been sucking the life out of you from a distance. And now they're tangled up. They were tangling people up, these diamonds, these bright, shiny diamonds, and they were making life really, really hard for them. But now they're going under because it was just another notch in the headboard. It wasn't stable. It wasn't secure. There's no foundation. These childish people are falling in ruins. Everything that they have is going to be destroyed for playing games with love and neglecting those people who wanted to love them. They're not going to get any reward, and there's no forgiveness for what they have done. They tried to destroy love. They're still out here using words of love. You've got the Page of Cups using words of love. You've got the Knight of Wands being warned, stay away from with your shrine. You've got the Knight of Cups who's saying, oh no, oh freaking no, she's not happy, he's not happy. The fact that you were allowed, that you were able to keep yourself clean and pure, to not fall into alcoholism or addiction, to not be a whole bag, to deal with your shadow, to do your shadow work. You were able to move beyond the numbness. And you know the sad part about that is it starts when you're a very young child. Like, you know, my mother smoked and she drank, had parties in the house and such. You know, I always thought she was so elegant, you know, the fancy clothes, the laughter. So this fierce, independent woman is trustworthy. She's connected to Source, receiving inner guidance, guidance from above. This fiercely independent woman, or masculine, do what you need to do with the gender, is fiercely guided from above. Danger is approaching. The dead are rising. This is bad news. Bad news. They came after the wrong one. They came after somebody who is deeply rooted into the shadow and crowned in the light. And this is crazy because you got folks out there really upset that they're playing both sides against the other. It's like, oh no, this person is the planetary stabilizer. And there are many of these fierce, beautiful, balanced temperance angels, these magnifiers. They're not out there magnifying shadow. They're out there transmuting shadow. They're receiving it, absorbing it, alchemizing it. And they've done that with a great amount of shadow, a great amount of darkness, a great amount of death and suffering energy that has been magically pushed into them. All of this karmic debt that they've been carrying over lifetimes, they have alchemized it, this damn black energy. And they had to become a greater and greater light in order to do so. And that's what they are. And these people are furious because it was supposed to be impossible. And now they have to go walk the path. They have to go walk the path. They feel they are deserving of the reward. They have to go walk the path. And they have to graduate it. They have to survive it. They're not going to. Empathy. Empathy. You and your empathy, you're getting a new beginning because you still care about people. You didn't fall into hatred. Love has allowed you to escape. The fact that you love people, that you care for people, that you're out there using your light to heal people, that you're using this shadow that you have alchemized in order to detect shadow and the potential of harm, approaching harm. You have this beautiful, sensitive system now that is fine-tuned to the deepest, darkest depths and the beings that are there and the highest heights. You're a beautiful, sensitive instrument of the divine. And sometimes it's going to be ugly because sometimes those shadowy things, you know, they don't like what you've done to their star, their healer. Indecision. So we got 10 of Pentacles here. There is unity. It's a universal agreement. It's a universally approved. It's everybody's voted on it. It's widely accepted. It's across distances. You will be no more going round and round and round within this cycle that is here to wound you and trigger you and cause you to learn how to heal through that. They cannot strip you of your honor for learning those lessons this time. There's people here standing up for you and protecting you this time. They rolled the dice, gambled you, and you remained firm and stable. You're not an addict. You use mother's medicines in order to bring homeostasis. But these ones who want everybody on their drugs, their synthetic toxins, you know, are saying that it's a cheat or whatever. So now those who have been found guilty of lying, cheating, and stealing on you because you have remained firm, hopeful, and faithful, and true. You're very decisive. You know what to do. You're guided by the divine. You trust that inner voice. You're going for it. Whoa! Well, Ten of Pentacles here. Ten of Pentacles. Those who have been found guilty of lying, cheating, and stealing don't know what to do. They're at indecision. You're in your chariot. You have moved beyond addictions. You have restored clarity. You are married in the spirit. You have been discovered by somebody in a distant system. This is universally approved. And somebody else who is trying to mimic you is effed up over you because they've been rejected. We're cooling down, pausing union or relationship, or entertaining those people who have not kept any of their promises. They make promises, they break promises. They try specifically to hurt people. Whoa. But they could not cause you a failure. Their broken promises could not cause you a failure. So you're slowing down. They're effed up over you because you've remained firm. You're committed to your ascension. Your protector from across the distances is committed to protecting you. This Queen of Pentacles is here flipping the thug up on their south node. This unfaithful infidelity. This little woman who's bringing pizza. It could be the man who's calling forth pizza. This, the apple. Having affairs with the apple, the innocence, the purity, the street rose. They've been prostituting them. They've been calling them in, and they need energetic entanglements with this sweetness in order to profit. That's what they've been doing with these prostitution rings. They've been tapping into the womb of power and of the innocent and pure rose, and then they've been gaining profit that way. Absolutely. And then they consider themselves a god because they got an appendage. So this is a third-party affair with an apple, a beautiful apple. From God's tree, a light-bearing, innocent, pure being, a pizza, a little girl. We've got empty cup. Whoever's been doing this shit is got their empty cup. The Queen of Pentacles is there offering security. She's going to mess these people up. The mother is messing these people up. Yeah, because she has the authority to kick them off the planet. Their relationship with the adversary who's been RAPing the children and SEX trafficking the mothers and the virgins and all of that, they got to get off the planet. They're very furious. They want to red rum this person, this lawmaker. They want to take over her position, replace her with a copycat, and they want to assume the role and allow all their nasty RAPing friends back in to do more crime, more horrible things. Self-esteem. So they've been like possessing the gifts of the soul that benefit themselves and others. These apples that have been captured by the thug and then used in their prostitution rings, these pizzas, these girls, they've been harvesting them and for their gifts of the soul. And now their cup is empty. They're no longer going to harvest off of these girls, these women. There's a celebration here. We've got malfunction. There's a malfunction here. We've got this masculine who's losing sleep over the street rose, over the exhibits, over this prostitution ring, over siphoning energy out of the womb of power, of the apple, the daughter of Eden. So we've got, you aren't crushed. They've got denial. So they're being denied. They're in denial. They might be in denial. You're in denial. You're not hurting emotionally. You don't need any more time to heal. You're no longer crushed. They're trying to trigger your wounds of betrayal and infidelity and all that good stuff. But you're no longer crushed by it. You did the inner work. You've done the shadow work. And you're no longer numb. You don't use substances to avoid it or run away from it. You did the work. So they're receiving a denial. They're in denial. Maybe they are in denial that you did the work. Maybe they were trying to deny that you were doing the work. Maybe all this time these fellas have been doing this magic on you, thinking that you were just a broken little woman and that they could make anything stick to you. They could do whatever they want to you. That's what they've said, that you're alone and that they can do whatever they want. So they're looking forward to some nasty jack things, obviously. They're strategizing out there, these masculines. Got the Page of Cups, wanting to make a love offer to somebody that he loves to hate, so that he and his woman friend can trap them in the dark side. They want to do a back and forth. They want to go into the shadows with this commitment. Somebody who's willing to accept this offer. This is a nasty little POS that's claiming he wants to calm you down, and that isn't the case. He wants to put you in the shadows so that he can calm his third party down. So have patience. Everything happens in divine order. Have patience. Wait. We've got this. Somebody's been, you persevered, or somebody's making an investment. They did not gain anything out of you. It could be that because you have been working hard to heal your shadows, to integrate your shadows, to bring temperance energy to those shadows, and then to embrace your light, your magnificent light, and bring healing to everybody, perhaps in those shadows, you know, to activate them. And that's what I've been hearing. You may be activating people in the shadow that had been trapped there. You may be bringing them light, guided from above, guided from the inner voice. You may be activating the light in people that had been trapped or ensnared in the shadows, and now they're coming from there, from those places. The dead are coming back, activated, guidance from above. They're being given, they're being written into the book of life, and now they're coming back. Those flames that they buried, yeah. These people might be losing their minds. They've been talking about schizophrenia. You know, this person isn't doing schizophrenia, but this person may be rejuvenating and bringing a miraculous recovery to those people who had had their light drained from them. Those people who were deceitfully convicted and then drained for their life force. Yep, absolutely. So they were working real hard. They didn't make anything. It was just a freaking fairy tale, a trickster, an illusion. They were trying to cast an illusion that the rose is a weed seed. So, but the look, we got a success here. You know that there's no greater goal than to love. It was an illusion. They didn't make petty gains. They didn't gain any freaking thing. It was a fairy tale. It was a fairy tale that the rose was a weed seed. The rose is what makes people successful. It was a fairy tale, a trick, an illusion that the rose was a weed seed. The rose is actually what brings people success. You've got the street rose, the sacrifice, the exhibit that is used in these prostitution rings. You've got this Queen of Pentacles here turning the thug on their freaking head. Yeah, because they were using the apple in their third-party affairs, tapping in, creating energetic entanglements with this infidelity. She's got pizza. That's a young girl. Pizza delivered straight to his freaking door. This thug is being flipped on his head by the mother and her security, her team of security. Yeah. So, okay, now they're in fear. They're afraid. We've got the Knight of Wands is being warned. They made an unfair assessment about you, Rose, and their walls are closing in. The bars are between them and the feminine. They missed their deadline with their sacrifice. You are free, and you have revealed the hidden things, the secrets. You could be the secret treasure. And you've revealed the tip of the iceberg regarding all of this wealth that has been hidden and used to ensnare humanity. They are in fear because you have an exit plan. There is an exit plan. You may be there in the shadows, activating people who had been drained of their light. And now they're being guided from above. God is sicking them on these nasty jacks, on these thugs. God is sicking them on these thugs, on these nasty jacks, on these thugs that have been eating pizza. The rose, the apple, They've been using them in a prostitution ring. Oh, they're going to get so effed up because God has reclaimed them. They're in fear. So the Knight of Cups is here. They're not getting a new beginning. This is bad freaking news. Unbearable news. Feeling like SHIT because you are not happy. You're committed to your ascension. You're committed to activating the light within your body, your mitochondria, and all that other good stuff. Your person is committed to protecting you. This is devotion. Regardless of the mental pictures and the inner wounding that they continue to try to trigger, you are committed to each other. These ones have lost. And they've been found guilty. They're envious of you. And they're in regret. They don't know what to do. They're in doubt because they were trying to blame you and they have to accept responsibility for what they've done here. They're in grief over your courage, over your self-confidence. They have to surrender their need to control you. There's death here. Death to the services that you have provided. Death to them receiving services. There's a change in the mental body. There's a change in the way people see things. The mental illusions, they were doing magic over everybody's mental body, at least in the United States. And all of that is changing here. You are going to be free because you have expanded in your consciousness and awareness. And it has broken the bond. It has made you free. Why? Because you are grateful and thankful for everything, even the bad things, because you recognize the fullness of what you are. Stable, secure, powerful in all ways. Trusted by the divine and trusting in the divine. All these religious people hate you for that. How dare you not be at their feet asking them to petition God for your forgiveness? You're an abundant, limitless being. You can manifest whatever you desire in this world. All of the negative energy is being released to restore peace because you are a being of love. And you deserve to be in a beautiful world that is peaceful because you are disciplined and you can accomplish what you set your mind to. You're just not out here throwing, splattering sparks everywhere, setting wildfires everywhere. You are a responsible tender of your fire. Yeah, and you focus on the good stuff, the happy stuff. Relationships that serve the higher good. These people were being adversity to relationships that serve a higher good, but you focused on love and you focused on happiness. You became your own best friend, or you recognize that your own best friend is within you. And now these prideful people that were hurting you and trying to destroy your health are under judgment for leaving you alone, for hijacking your purpose. They want forgiveness and they're worried here because you bring a state of perfect harmony into your world and you do so without judgment. You persevered through whatever challenges they brought to you and you're still perfect balance, this perfect, powerful balance. They could not sway you. I mean, maybe they did. It might have taken you a while to get the light turned on and to become this. If they buried you in this shadow, it might have taken you a while to develop this light. But you did. And now these nasty jacks, you got a page wanting to create some kind of an entanglement. You've got a Knight of Wands wanting to entangle, a Knight of Cups wanting to entangle. They're losing sleep over this prostitution ring, over Nasty Jack eating pizza on the regular, the apple of God's eye. They're using them as prostitutes to harvest the womb of power, to tap into the wealth of God and his family. And these young pizza girls, they didn't do this on purpose. They didn't choose this as, what do you want to be when you grow up, honey? Oh, I want to be the Thugs Street exhibit. Oh, I want to be his tasty snack. No, no, no. No daughter of God ever said that they wanted to be treated like a prostitute by a man that was supposed to be the father of the children, the stability of the foundation of the home, and the protector. No. So the star is here, and danger is approaching from the below, from the above. They're guided from the above. You got a fiercely independent woman here. They made life very rocky for you. You trusted the inner voice guiding you correctly, and it did. Here you are, stable, powerful. This is bad news for Nasty Jack. They're told to stay in their own lane. They're in trouble. The Four of Wands is here, a homecoming. You're forgiving yourself for what these people put you through. It was a program. They were driving your car. after they said, I want to hold your hand in the midst of chaos and calm you. I want to walk you through this storm and support you. But they hate you. And they want to put you in the dark so that they and their girlfriend can get in the light. So you overcame, you adapted, and you overcame. You alchemized a great shadow by becoming a great light. These people are under anxiety, under a lot of pressure, because love has offered you an escape. They could not take the love out of you. You're getting a new beginning. It's time for you to rest. You are empathic. You can see both sides of this situation, and these people are staying in their own lane. They're not seen as valuable people. You flexed. You did not break. And these people are under pressure because they are not taking your status. This is the last lifetime story of Earthwoman. They're not going to be broadcasting your suffering anymore. God said they are the new fodder. They're not going to be harvesting you. They're not valuable, and they cannot be dressing up in your value. This beautiful essence that you have become. Are you kidding? This person actually thinks they're going to come up and take your life so that they can snack on you and dress up in your energy and be seen as you. Ten of Pentacles, you've got an oath. Unity and diversity. Accepting each other without prejudice. Coming together to work together without prejudice, without bias. Recognizing the value of everybody's realm and region and special skills and potent wills. When they all come together in the knitted fabric that holds the universe together, there's nothing that can come between that. Absolutely nothing. And that's what's happened here. So you've come from across distances. You've gathered the attention of somebody in another universe, perhaps, or another system. And you're no longer going to go around and around and around in a cycle here. They can't hold you here. They can't trap you. You've learned your lessons. They gambled with you, and you remained wide awake and firm in your consciousness. You're clean. These ones don't know what to do. They've been found guilty of lying and cheating because of your ability to take care of yourself. They wanted everybody to be codependent and toxic. They abandoned you. And rather than chasing after them, pining after them, oh, please love me, you went and you loved yourself. You found out you didn't need them. These little stupid jackasses ordering freaking pizza. podcast, you're in your chariot. You left behind drinking. You left behind fighting with yourself in the mental body. You restored clarity. You've rebuilt trust. You are married. You are united here across distances. This could be a spiritual thing. There is a feminine here that's effed up over you. They've gotten rejected. Cool down, calm, and pause. They broke all of their promises. They tried to break people's hearts and their spirits, yet they failed to do so. They could not cause you a failure, and it's being broadcast, announced. There's no failure for you. You're not failing. So whatever magic they did, they're messed up in the head because you're the one who got married. They could not copycat and replace you. It could be that this was a pizza girl, this apple that they were prostituting, that they were using as a puppet, however they wanted. They might have tried to replace you with this person. But you got this mother figure here that is flipping this thug up on their freaking head. Their cup is going to remain empty because you have skills that benefit you and others. And this nasty Jack is just doing the very least to gain the very most. They thought all they had to do is get a woody and go stick it in somebody's hole and freaking make an extraction, a little deposit, get paid for it. They prostituted themselves. They thought that was the way to success. And they're just a simp doing the most for somebody who cares the least. They're getting denied. This simp is in denial. They're receiving a denial. You're not crushed. They could be in denial that you're not crushed. They still want to come after you. They're losing sleep over this prostitution ring. They're having a malfunction. Their vehicle is malfunctioning. It could be their flesh suit is malfunctioning. I've heard them talking about breast cancer. I've heard them talking about open heart surgery. I've heard them talking about lung issues, and I can hear them coughing. Sounds like there's a lot of fluid in their lungs. They're drowning in their own fluids. So this Page of Cups wants to come forward and lure somebody in to a contract. They're targeting a unicorn. Patience, unicorn. Use patience. You're being targeted by somebody who loves to hate you. They need you sacrificed on the other side, in the dark side, so that they and their chosen girlfriend, their prostituted pizza lover, whatever, can dress up in your energy. So that's what they're trying to lure you in for. So unicorn, you have a rainbow covenant. It could very well be that you're a divine daughter of God. They cannot trap you. You are free, emancipated. They're wanting to suck you back in. They're feral. They have no skills. They don't want to develop any skills. They want to bring you over to the dark side. So Spirit is saying, be patient. Everything in divine order, unicorn. These people are making an investment and they did not gain anything by it. It was a fairy tale, an illusion about the rose being a weed seed. The rose is the one who brings success. And these guys aren't making anything. Fashion freaking witch. Fashion freaking witch. Being warned. A fashion witch is being warned. They tried to frame the rose as a weed seed, as a terrorist, as a prostitute. By being a prostitute and laying that energy on them, they're being warned. You're getting the land back, everything that they took from you, and they're jealous. Yeah. So the Knight of Wands is here, being warned. I heard the other day that if they attempt to get relationship with this woman, it will result in an immediate death sentence. Now, that woman that I saw in vision laying in that shadowy bedroom with just this form-fitting bra on and her underwear, all sexy. I don't know what happened, but shortly after that I heard a scream. So, I don't know if somebody attacked her. I don't know if she was trying to lure in this person and got immediately effed up and rejected. because you are married and there is no clouded judgment here. It's very clear that this person was trying to come in and tempt your person away, and they got effed up over it. They got effed up over it. It's an immediate death sentence. If anybody comes in here and tries to break this up at this point, it's not going to end well. It just won't. It's not worth it. You know, these people are simps out there doing the most for somebody who cares the least. They're getting a denial. This is an oracle here. An oracle. There's a fashion witch being warned by the oracle. It's the rose that brings success to people, and they've been feeding on the rose, who is a legend because a cult leader trauma bonded with them, and now they're triggered by the conspiracy theories. This vampire thinks this person is a bitch. This narcissist. There's an influencer that's a starseed telling the troll to go F themselves because they're taking the land back. They're taking the land back, and the troll has to get off the land. They have to get off the property. They can't be here effing everybody. They can't be here exposing the new generations of children of this new chapter to this kind of scenario. Absolutely not. They're being warned. They made an unfair assessment of this mother figure, of this star. The walls are closing in on their tinfoil hat conspiracy. You are free. They missed their deadline. You have an exit plan. You've exposed the hidden truth. There could be an exit plan for them. They're in fear now over the lies that they told. They told so many freaking lies, and you're free of it. You're free of it. They lied. There's an exit plan. You've exposed the truth regarding this troll. They got to get out of here. If they have a relationship, if they're friendly with the enemy, the adversary of the star, of the sun, of God's apples. This isn't playtime. It's not playtime because the majority of the planet got off on and really made a lot of profit from sexing up little girls and little boys. So these love bombing, gaslighting people are jealous because Knight of Cups is not getting a new beginning. This is very bad news. This is an unbearable truth. They're feeling like shit because you are happy. You are committed in your union here, your marriage. Your spiritual spouse is definitely committed to protecting you. You have ascended, leveled up, and been promoted. You could be part of the upper echelon, as they called it. They mentioned it again last night. These entities have been found guilty of messing with you and your union and your purpose, and they have lost. These love bombing, gaslighting, jealous people have been found guilty, and they have lost. They're a vampire, and they're triggered. This is a triggered cult leader here, trauma bonded to the legend, and they were snacking on you and, you know, gaining privilege from that, snacking on you, from being seen as you, from consuming your energy while they had you trapped here. But now you're getting, the star seed is getting the land back, and these nasty jacks can go F themselves. The star seed is the influencer leading people down a different path, and we got a narcissist who thinks this person is a real bitch. This is an empath, and they can see very clearly into the life of the shadow demon and what they're doing here. They could be speaking on it very clearly as well, because we have wide awake and clean and firm. The vampire is pissed off. The shadow demon is pissed off. Why? Because you rose, you made friends there, and God is bringing them up out of that. God is bringing them life. There is an activation happening. They are being healed. They are being rejuvenated. They're receiving a miraculous recovery. Those flames, those lights that had been trapped in the darkness, you went down in that deepest hellhole and you looked for them, activated them. They're being guided by the upper divine now, having received their activation. God is bringing the shit to these simps who thought they were the shit, and now they got bad news. They're out there. They want to unalive this person. They want to identify them in the 3D, and they want to unalive them. All of these powerful, independent women, they want to unalive them because they're sitting there and showing God what has been happening to the apples, to this prostitution ring, how they've been raping or pillaging the womb of power, and how they've been defiling and degrading all of the life that comes through it. In fact, they've been feeding the children hot dogs, and those hot dogs, there's human body parts going into the grinders that make up those hot dogs. They have cannibalized everybody starting from a very young age. The children love hot dogs, man. They're in trouble. But they think if they can destroy all of these people, that they will overpower God, and the demon Satan will consume this lawmaker again, and they will get on with it. So that's where we're at now. They're saying that Satan is going to consume this person and take over the planet once more. And instead, right now, what we've got is this person remaining very firm, saying, by the power invested in me, you will be getting off of the planet. Anybody who red-rummed anybody who created RAPs for anybody who was ordering pizza into their freaking room and gaining off of that apple, that little apple there, that little child, that little girl. Yeah, no, absolutely freaking not. Whew. And I think that this is probably enough now. I don't think there's much else to say. Well, yeah. I mean, even if they say all beef, I don't know if they actually are, because of what they've been doing. They tainted it, all the food supply, and they framed everybody as being accountable. And you know why? It's because these entities eat the people, and they needed all of the people to eat the people so that they could camouflage themselves, while laying the blame upon the human being that had their food supply tainted. They could lay the blame on them for doing it, while they walk off scot-free, having been, kind of buried, kind of saying it was an illusion. But that has already been found out, and they're in trouble. You should not be on here, Jolly Bean, if that's the way you feel. You're an antagonist, and as far as I'm concerned, a closed-minded fool, but whatever. Alrighty then, everybody. I hope that you have a glorious day. I'll see you on the next one.